Welcome everyone to this release 16 feature spotlight for the feature for the enterprise by the enterprise team. We're going to review some of the mobile features that were released for this version 16. We're going to review mobile survey, mobile planner, and some would apply to mobile Wi-Fi. The first feature is this new combined survey supporting neighbor cells. So now it's possible to capture neighbor cells when you're doing survey for cellular. This new combined survey data structure will support the possibility to have multiple KPIs for multiple cells on different bands and technology per each data point. It will allow for more filtering capabilities, and it will be possible to visualize the neighbor cells for each data point. And again, the neighbor cells is for cellular. So each data point, whatever the phone is connected to, whatever LTE or 3G band or whatever band technology is connected to, the phone is constantly looking for neighbors. It's either the same band and channel, a different cell, so different PCI or PSC if you're on 3G, and or different channels, so on different other channels or even different technology. If you're LTE and you need to circuit switch fallback, go back to 3G, then it will also capture all the cells that are visible to the phone. How does it look like? So technically, if you have any survey done with our mobile app and you capture cellular, you will be able to see all the bands and all the technology that the phone is capable to see. So since you're seeing everything, you could see here that the list of technology, I have one band on HSPA, and then two bands on SSPA, sorry, 3 bands on LTE, and 2 bands on Wi-Fi that was existing already. So now the difference is that instead of capturing only the serving cell, you capture the serving cell and the neighbor cell, and they all are on the same survey. So you don't need to do the survey multiple times. You don't need to use any external hardware for that. Is just using the capabilities of the Android phone, and they're all captured on the same data point, so which will allow for more filtering. So I could filter by channel, by PCI or PSC, depending on the technology. And the survey will not be split by wireless service anymore. Before you would see different surveys per channel, per wireless service, and the interference won't apply anymore since the data will contain the serving and interfering cell. So if you click on the survey setup, you would see the survey trace setup. Before you would see per band and technology. Now it's just whatever survey name, and it would contain everything. You just see if it's pre-install, CW, or post-install, and if it was done on continuous or stop and go mode, and you see the interference is not supported anymore, and there is no technology and no channel. So it's a survey name, and it has everything. And then once you've done the survey, when you click on any data point, so before you would have like the for cellular, for this example, it's an LTE band 5, and you would see all the KPIs for that particular cell that the phone was connected to. The difference now is that we would see not only the serving cell data, but a list of all the neighbors. So what technology they are, which band, the server, meaning if they are HSPA, it's going to be PSC. If it's LTE, it's going to be PCI, and then the channel number, the power, which is either RSCP for 3G or RSRP, and if it's, let's say, 2G or 2G, basically it's going to be RSSI. And so that's basically the data point. You click on any point here and you see this new UI. So let's go see that on a demo. I'm going to switch to my tablet, and I have a project here with just a floor plan loaded. There is nothing, it's just a floor plan. So I'm going to go to the survey. I'm going to click new survey, and this is my first survey I'm doing. So it's by default passive survey 1. I could name it whatever I want, and you can see that I have the option to select cellular, Wi-Fi, or both. Nothing new here. And you have stop and go and continuous. So let's say I'm going to do both, and then I'm going to select continuous and create. Then let's say I start walking from this corner here, and then I walk, and the next time I turn, let's say here, I click again, and it will display the points, whatever scan rates the phone was providing, whatever data. And then let's say I turn here, and you see I have more points now. And then I walk, and so on till I get to, till I do the entire floor plan. And again, it will scan and show you the Wi-Fi access point and then the serving cell you're connected to. So once you're done, you hit done, and then you would see that the data point. And what's new now is that when you click on it, it will, well, this is Wi-Fi. But if I filter, sorry. If I filter and go which technology were captured, you see I have 1 band HSPA and 3 band LTE. So I could select the LTE band. I could select the channel if I have multiple channels. The PCI, you see I have 3 PCI, so I have 3 neighbors. One is obviously probably the serving cell, the other one on nibble. And then I could see the same KPIs, RSSI, RSRP, RSIQ, and signer. So if I click on the data point here, I would see the details. So this is LTE band 7. This is my filtering. I see the operator, some of the KPIs, what's the RSRP, the RSIQ. I obviously don't get the signer because it's a neighbor cell, but I have an S here telling me my serving cell was on 1900 and the PCI was 451, and this was the channel number, and this is the RSRP, and the RSIQ is NEC 14. And I see the other neighbors on other technology and other bands. So the table will always show the same band. So you see the interferer for this cell. So PCI 435, you have 2 interferers for this band. And then for 1900, I see different interferers. So let's go and filter by 1900. And if I select 1900, I'll see that I have 1 channel, but I have 4 PCIs. And this is my RSRP map. And if I click on it, I see this is my serving cell. So I have more data since it's a serving cell. I could see the signer, whereas in the neighbor cell, I cannot capture the signer, only capture the RSIQ. And if I have a compatible phone, I will always also see the CQI. And here you see I have the 3 interferers, the other PCIs, and what is their RSRP, and what is their RSIQ, and then the other bands, what are the interferers. So that's basically what is new. This is on mobile survey, mobile planner. You could open the same project on mobile Wi-Fi, but you will not be able to do the survey on mobile Wi-Fi. And then if I click on the setup here to see, and now it's 1 survey trace was continuous, and I don't see, let's say, all 5 bands or 6 bands that I have here captured, what was before. So if I had the old version, I would see technically 6 band here and 6 different trays. So here they are all grouped, and I could apply whatever filtering I want. That was the new feature for mobile. And you see if I want to filter by PCI, I see that the other neighbors are weaker, and that's basically what I have, what I could do. So let's switch to a completed project. So at least we have more data. This one was our office here in Montreal, where I performed the survey using the tablet. And you see that I have a lot of data points, and I could go to the survey, apply interpolation, and see the coverage. And this was the 2.6. And you see I have 1 HSPA band, 5 LTE band, and obviously the Wi-Fi bands. And I see there's 1 channel for LTE, and I see for LTE 2.6, and I see all the PCIs here. So I know that we have a DAS on the 2100 LTE. So this is the 2100, and I know that the channel was 2050 that we use from Rogers. So you see I have 3 different channels. This is the 2050, this is the RSRP map, And I know that the PCI we suppose the donor side is 262. So if I filter, this is the strongest. If I go by PCI, I see that not all interferers are captured. So some of them are just missing data point or just in a small area here, right? But the one I'm concerned about is 262. So 262, I could easily see that my coverage is pretty decent here. I have like neg 95. I have here neg 90. Here it started being weaker. Here it's good, neg 80. But here it's weak. It's neg 105, all the way down to neg 115. So I know just by this visualization of the heat map of the interpolation that the remote of the DAS or the antenna here is not working. There is an issue. So I need to go and identify. If I click on any data point, then I see, okay, this is, the RSRQ is really bad, the RSRP is bad, and this is my channel number, so I know. And at this location, my serving cell was on actually the 1900, meaning I'm not connected to the DAS at all. So the DAS is supposed to repeat the 2100. So that's basically the survey collecting neighbors. And again, if I show you the setup, you'll see that I did actually the survey twice, but it's only one trace. That concludes our demo for mobile. Let's switch now to design. And on design, we have some features for Design Enterprise, Public Safety, and Wi-Fi PC. The first one is supporting this new combined survey with the neighbor cells. So this new structure will support the possibility to have multiple KPIs, like I said, for each data point. You don't need to have different traces. And the same thing would be for Wi-Fi survey. So you would have everything grouped together, and then they are separated once they download it from mobile into design. So you would see the cellular one and then the Wi-Fi split by 2.4 and 5, but they would have the same name. And this will enable more filtering capabilities, and then you will be able to see the neighbor cells. And it's not one PCI per data point per survey trace, it's multiple PCI per multiple band channels and technology per data point. And we're gonna keep supporting all surveys if you have an old project, so they will be renamed legacy. They will have the same functionality. So if you're importing a CSV or iBwave, they will still be legacy mode till we support the combined mode, but anything from mobile will be combined. So it will be the new mode. So you will see something like this. If you double click on the survey trace, you won't see the wireless service. You would see, because different wireless service will be loaded. So you would see only pre-install, CW, or post-install, and there will be no wireless service defined. The interference type won't apply anymore, since you'll have serving interfering cell. And then fast fading, averaging, and data mapping are disabled for now. We're going to re-enable them once we enable the import for CW and iBwave. So again, this can only import it for iBwave mobile, so either planner or survey. And you would have the same option to change here for the plotted data row or interval. The other thing we did was updating the KPI node. So now when you have the filtering table for the survey, you can have the KPI separated from the survey trace. So before it was, what we did was group them by technology. You would see the technology, then the list of KPIs, then the list of survey for that particular technology, and then another technology, list of KPIs, and then the list of survey for that technology. And we enabled the data filtering, so you could filter the survey data. But now what changed is that this table is now available for everybody. Before it was just on the beta version, now it's available for everybody. And the KPIs are per technology, and then there's one survey tree list. So it's all surveys are here. So anything loaded from mobile will have this data structure. Anything still legacy will have this data structure. And this is what it will look like. Then what we added was additional KPIs for the survey data interpolation. Now we're going to support SINAR, RSRQ, and ECNO for survey data interpolation. So this is an example of RSRQ. Before, it was not supported. It was only RSSI and RSRP, and basically that's it. So we added RSRQ and SINAR. So this is an example of RSRQ. Let's move to a demo, and let me show you actually what we did. So this is the project that I was showing you on mobile, and it's imported into design. And you see now the tree list is completely different. So I have the KPIs for LTE, and I have the KPIs for HSPA, and I have one survey trace having all of them, HSPI or LTE, and all the bands and all the channels. So I could switch if I want to see RSRQ, if I want to see SINAR or RSSI. But here I'm interested by RSRP, right? I want to see the coverage. And here I have the filtering, right? So if I have multiple operator, for now, if you're using our mobile app, it's obviously one SIM card, so one operator. But in the future, if we enable, let's say, dual SIM card or multi-operator, or if you're importing from a scanner or from any third-party collection tool, you have different operators you could filter here. Here we could filter by band. So I was interested by the 2100, right? And if I want to select multiple band, I have this option here. If I want to, let's say, select 21 and 19, for example, right? So I have both of them here. And you see, each time I'm selecting, it's updating the interpolation heat map. And then the server, if you remember, I was interested by 262. So I have 262, and the channel was 2050. So now I'm only seeing the cell that was supposed to be on my DAS. And again, it's easy to recognize that this area has a problem because I have weak coverage, and I'm not passing my minimum 105. Neg 105 RSRP, I was supposed to have 90% coverage, but I'm shortly failing because of this area here. So 10% of the coverage here is failing. And so I'd need to go and investigate why this area is not having coverage. And again, if I double click on the survey, I would see post install, right? So the type, I don't see wireless service anymore, interference is not supported, and then data mapping and fast finding disappeared. I could only change the appearance like before. So that's basically the survey and what we change. And as you can see, I could do RSRQ and it will show. And if I remove the filtering here, I could show you SINAR that was not here before. And if I have ECNO, then same thing here, it's working. If I want to do RSCP, showing me RSCP, I have weak coverage here, and so on. So that's basically what we have. Then one last thing we added for release 16 is a new package report. It will allow to have one click to generate multiple reports in one. So it's just a button that we added here called package report, and it also had templates. So when you click on it, you would see the list of all the reports available based on your products, if it's design or Wi-Fi or public safety. And then you could select which reports you want to generate combined in one. And then you could click on any report and define, let's say this is output map. I want to see whatever, signal strength or RSRP map or whatever map. And then I could set the different parameters for a report. They will also use any custom template from that report. And I could save that selection. For now, that's the basic functionality. In the future, we will add the possibility to have default template and other templates. So you could edit the default template and create a new one, rename it, have different stuff. And we will also enable the possibility to adjust the order of the report, which one should show first, which one second. So let me go to the iBwave design and show you what it looks like. So if I'm going back to this project here, and we had like our Wi-Fi coverage here, and I want to generate, let's say, a bill of material plus heat map report plus survey data report. So I could go to report, and you see this new icon here. I could generate a package report, and then if I had did anything in the past, it should be saved on that project. But here I have nothing selected. So what I need is, let's say, my bill of material, right? I need my output map. So bill of material, I could select whatever filtering I have or option I need to add. Then the output map, let me select this one. I want just, let's say, signal strength for 5 gigahertz and 2.4. And basically that's what I need. And maybe I'm gonna run an access point report and maybe also survey data report. And here I could select, okay, which KPI I want, right? Which, let's say for Wi-Fi, I'm interested to just show RSSI for, let's say, 2.4. Let's say this one, and then 5 gigahertz. Let's say this one. So I have two survey trays here. One is old, one is new. I select which one I want to include. Then I could save that. It will be saved as default template. Next time it will show when I load this project. So I click OK. Also, if it's saved as a template in Unity, you would always see that selection of report. So we'll generate the different reports, and it will have a page numbering continuous. You don't see. So here you see I have the bill of material, and it's page 1 out of 7. Here I have the prediction for 2.4. I have the prediction for 5 gigahertz, and then I have I didn't enable the interpolation, but this is the survey data. I should have enabled the interpolation. This is the survey data, and this is the access point report. So if I need to change anything, I click here and go to survey data and enable interpolation. It will regenerate that and show me actually the heat map based on the survey data. And then I will be able to export, obviously, to whatever form I want, PDF or PowerPoint. Or let me show you that. So here, let's see that again. And this is my coverage based on the survey data. And I should have enabled also the filtering on the output map. On the survey data, I should have enabled the filtering and only see my own SSID instead of all the SSIDs. And it will regenerate again. So that's the combined report. I hope it will be useful for a lot of our customers. And again, you could export that same report as multiple report in one for the same format that already supported with other reports. And here you see the survey data coverage different than having all SSIDs. So then I could export it to different formats. So that's basically what we have for release 16. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. See you next time.